Here we go, everybody. Lost in the 90s back again. Hey, I know it's only been a week, but we're going back to the Grateful Dead. Last week we covered Truckin' by the Grateful Dead. This week we're going to cover Truckin' by the Grateful Dead. Why am I doing the same one twice in a row within a week, covering the same song twice? Because I'm learning so much about this 70s music. Uh, you know, I, you guys are giving me so much good advice, and then I try to take that advice and apply it, and it makes me look like an idiot. Not really, but I got a lot of feedback when I covered Pink Floyd and I believe Yes, and when I first covered one or both of them, I covered a live version of the song, and then I had like a plethora of people message me politely. They weren't jackasses like David, but they politely said, "Hey, you really need to check out the studio version first because you know, like yes, these guys are virtuosos. The '70s, the recording, the audio interface. Like a lot of times they just recorded not from the soundboard, just fan noise, everything. It just wasn't great recordings, video or audio wise. So I applied that naively to all of the '70s music that I started covering, and then I find out on Grateful Dead that, and this is exciting to me, that they're kind of a jam band. Like their studio recordings don't do justice to what they're all about because they kind of have to tone it down to get a studio recording. I kind of got the impression from a couple of comments that maybe they don't even play the same song twice the same way ever, and that is amazing. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you'll know my favorite band is the Red Hot Chili Peppers because of their concerts. They're so good in concert. They jam a lot, and I think that's a lost art in today's music, just jamming. And from what I've heard, the one song of the Grateful Dead, other than their hit in the '80s that everybody heard, which I don't think reflects on them very much, what their whole work is like. But they sound like a blues-based rock band, which I really like. And then to hear that they're a jam band, that excites me. So I don't even know which recording to go with. There's a few. This one seemed to be the best quality. I listened to like the first 10 seconds of it. Audio looks good. The quality looks good. This is a recording from 1980. This is Grateful Dead Truckin' in New York, New York on October 30th, the day before Halloween. It seems like that'd be a big time for the Grateful Dead. 1980. This is the official live video, evidently. So, if there's a better version, we'll go back to it even again later. But man, I'm excited about what the Grateful Dead. I mean, I think out of all the bands I've heard of over the years, the Deadheads, the Grateful Dead fans are the most notorious for being loyal to their band. I have found out that Pink Floyd and Rush and Yes fans are extremely loyal. Uh, but Grateful Dead is probably the fan base that has the most notoriety. So I'm excited to check out this live recording of the Grateful Dead. It's 10 minutes long, which is longer than the studio version, so that's a good sign. But and also I forget the guy's name, but I'm a big bass guitar buff. I'm not that great at it, but I love bass guitar, and I hear that the Grateful Dead's bassist is extremely underrated. A couple of people have commented that he's up there, should be on the Mount Rushmore of bassists, and that's a tall order. I mean, you got Getty, you got Flea, you got, even though I don't like Promise that much, Les Claypool, uh, as far as, rock bassists. Then you got the Joe Darts of the world and the Victor Wootens, and there's so many great bassists. So, for these guys putting him up there on that level, I really want to hear him live. I'm really glad I've got some very good Sony headphones to listen to these on. Uh, that's it. We've already reacted to the song. I'll give you a few thoughts at the end, But let's listen to the live version from 1980 on in New York, New York. Grateful Dead, Truckin'. Hey, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Uh, I'm going to be doing a video uh, in about, should be 2 videos from now that comes out. And you guys, now that it's actually a band called The Boy That Got Away. It's the first video reaction I did on this channel was to this band, and it had like 20 views. None of my videos get a ton of views, but now I got a couple hundred subscribers. You know, my goal in this channel was for me to expand my playlist with new to me music, which is the 60s and 70s stuff that I'm, you know, because I was 90s and 80s. That's why I'm called Lost in the 90s. But there is a newer band, a few newer bands that are really good. And this one, The Boy That Got Away, not many people have heard about them. I think they're from Denmark. They remind me a lot of Soundgarden. Their lead singer reminds me of Chris Cornell. Some of their music sounds like it, but it's a hard rock. It's not grunge. It's a hard rock, kind of a post-grunge type music, but with a meaning and good instrumentalists, and not just going for top 40. So I don't think a lot of people know about this band, but this band is really, really good. So, you know, do me a favor. I'm willing to expand and listen to music that I didn't give a chance in the past. Let's keep music alive. That's one of the. I don't give a shit about having 1 million followers or making a damn penny off of this channel. I'm doing this seriously just to share music. I love music. I love playing music, even though I suck at it. And I just love the community. And we got to keep music alive, because music has become fake, for lack of a better word. I mean, everything's synthesized. I mean, it's great that people can easily produce music in their office or bedroom now, but at the same time, the art of being a true instrumentalist and composing good music appears to be dying. So we need to call out, and even if it's not a genre that you like, these bands that are throwbacks to the way it was done in the past, we need to call them out, and we need to celebrate them. And I mean, it's a shame that some kid with auto-tune can get 1 billion views on a song that he, you know, give him credit, he thought it up, and I'm not going to call out any names. He thought it up, but something he put together in 30 minutes in his room, because everything was synthesized, as opposed to people that make real music and do the daily grind and do what it takes to become a true band. And then they put out a great song, and you know, you look on YouTube and it's got 200 views, and that's just a shame. So that's why I'm doing this. So let's get into Grateful Dead, Truckin' live. I'm ready. I'm not going to pause during this song, no matter how great it is. We'll just talk a little at the end. I've already talked too much. Good God.
flashing my kids out on Main Street. You took Truckin, and it's on the same street. Your typical city involved in a typical daydream. Hang it up and see what tomorrow brings. Dallas got a soft machine. Houston, they close to New Orleans. New York got the ways and means. It just won't let you breathe. Oh no. And most of the cats you meet on the street think of true love. Most of the time they're sitting and crying at home. One of these days, then they better be going out of the door and down to the street all alone. Truckin', like the Judah man, once told me you got to play your hand. Sometimes the cards are worth a dime if you don't lay 'em down. Sometimes the light is all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Great deal occurs to me. But along a strange ship it's been. What in the world ever became a sweet chain? She's lost her sparky, you know she isn't the same. Living on reds and vitamin C and cocaine. All a friend can say is ain't it a shame. Truckin', up to Buffalo, I've been thinking you got to mellow slow. Takes time, you pick a place to go. Just keep trucking. Oh, oh, oh. Sitting and staring out of the hotel window. Got a tip they're gonna kick the door in again. Well, I like to get some sleep before I travel. But if you got a warrant, I guess you're gonna come in. Busted down on Bourbon Street. Set up like a bowling pin. And knocked down, it gets you wearing thin. It just won't let you breathe. You're sick of hanging around and you'd like to travel. Get tired of travel and you wanna settle down. I guess they can't revoke your soul for trying. Get out of the door, lie down and look all around. Sometimes the light is all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately it occurs to me. Oh, strange ship is built. Truckin', I'm a going home. Oh, oh, baby, back where I belong. Back home, sit down and patch my bones. And get back truckin'. Oh, oh, oh. Hey now, get back truckin'. Oh, get back truckin'. Oh, yeah, now get back truckin'. Oh, you gotta get back truckin'. Oh, we gotta get back truckin'. Get back truckin'. Yeah, now get back truckin'.
Sorry about that. Having technical difficulties. But, wow. So, first of all, I'm pissed off that I kept wanting to get a look at the bassist up close, and they never really featured him. All the shots of the bassist were at a distance, and of course, the video being from 1980 is, uh, kind of grainy. And but I could tell he's playing a full scale bass, and appeared to be a 4 string, and the tone was impeccable. Uh, and I kind of agree with everybody who talks about how great he is. I don't even think the band at that point was giving him the attention he deserves. But so Jerry Garcia is a lead guitarist of Grateful Dead. Of course, I've heard of Garcia, but I mean, how old was he? This is 1980, and he looks quite a bit older than the rest of the band. I need to do a little research on him. I know he's one of the greats, but and he started out singing, and then the other guy ended up the lead. Do they have several people, kind of like the Eagles, that um, sing in different songs? Let me know all this stuff. I really like the blues bass sound of it, and then the whole atmosphere changed towards the end of the song. I almost felt like it shifted from blues to jazz in a very good way, and I just like they're obviously a jam band, not a lot of like over the top flamboyant stage presence. They kind of remind me of watching a jazz band. They're just sitting there jamming and in the zone. And I guess when you're in the zone like that, you don't have time to jump around and do all that flamboyant crap. But and I'm kind of knocking my own band, my favorite band, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, because they're the worst about it. But I get it. Different genres, different times. But man, that was really, really good. Everything was solid, and it was a totally different feel than the studio version. I can really get into the Grateful Dead. I was thinking in the middle of that song, pisses me off. I missed that window. In the '80s when I was coming up, and I was a teenager, I could have gone and seen them in concert. And I know I read Bill Walton, basketball Hall of Famer, basketball great, was a huge Grateful Dead fan, and I think he hung out with them, went to like 500 concerts. I mean, that in general, Grateful Dead, Deadheads, I mean, you always heard growing up, or I always heard, the stories of kind of like the surfers, Malibu Beach in California, that live out of their little Volkswagen van and live to surf. I heard there was people that just followed the Grateful Dead for years, across the nation, concert after concert. And to have that kind of dedication to a band is pretty amazing. But it makes sense if you're a music lover, and like I said earlier, from what I've been told, it's like you can listen to the different song in a different city, the same song in a different city, and hear something new because they play it different every time. So, man, I can't wait to get into more Grateful Dead, see how they changed. Oh, sorry about that. Changed over the years. Thought I muted that phone, but I mean, they've got so many albums. I don't think I'm gonna drain the different albums. I'm gonna do a song off the first album, song off the second album, go all the way to their latest album, and then go back and start over. I think that's the way I'll do it. Or I'll just continue taking suggestions from you guys, because you know a hell of a lot more than I do. Anyway, thoroughly enjoyed it. Can't wait to hear more. Give me suggestions. Thanks. See you next time.